The massive research station floated quietly in deep space. Far from Earth, it stood as a shining example of cooperation between humans and many alien races. Its hallways were always busy. Scientists, engineers, and explorers from different planets worked side by side. But today, something unexpected happened to one human. Ryan was doing his routine maintenance check near Sector 7 of the station. His job was simple: inspect the airlock doors and make sure they worked properly. He had done this job many times before, but today, something went wrong. As he leaned closer to check a sensor, the heavy door suddenly shifted and slammed against his side. He let out a short cry and fell back, clutching his ribs. The pain wasn't sharp, but it was enough to make him feel dizzy. Ryan tried to get up, but the pressure on his side told him that he might have bruised or even cracked a rib. He reached for his communicator, trying to call for help. Before he could finish his message, soft footsteps echoed behind him. A calm, but firm voice spoke. "Remain still, human, you are injured." Ryan turned his head and saw her, an alien woman from the Velari species. She was tall and graceful, with pale blue-purplish skin and small elf-like ears that pointed slightly upward. Her soft, natural beauty was unlike anything Ryan had seen. She wore a teal medical uniform, with small glowing symbols that indicated her rank as a nurse. "My name is Lyra," she said with a slight smirk. "I am the assigned medical specialist for this sector. Allow me to treat you." Ryan tried to protest. "I think I can make it to the medical bay," Lyra interrupted. "Stepping closer, negative movement could worsen your condition. As per Velari medical protocols, I am here to treat every inch of you, thoroughly." She emphasized the last word with a playful tone and a small smile. Ryan blinked, slightly embarrassed. He wasn't used to alien customs, especially those that seemed so personal, but he knew better than to argue. The Velari were known for their advanced medical technology, far superior to human methods. If anyone could help him, it was Lyra. She gently helped him up and guided him to a nearby examination room. The chamber was filled with soft lights and advanced scanning devices. The table where he lay down was warm and comfortable, adjusting to his body's shape automatically. Lyra activated a hovering scanner that slowly circled above Ryan's body. Tiny lights moved along his chest and sides, reading every detail of his internal structure. "Your rib is not broken," she said after a moment, "but there is severe bruising and tissue swelling. If untreated, it may lead to internal bleeding or infection." Ryan nodded. "Thank you for checking. I didn't expect the door to move like that." Lyra chuckled softly. "Human engineering is impressive, but sometimes unpredictable." As she continued her work, Ryan noticed how focused she was. Her large, bright eyes carefully followed the scanner's readings. Her hands moved with confidence, adjusting the device's settings and analyzing the data. Then, she activated another machine. This one sent small waves across his body. He felt a gentle tingling sensation, almost like a light massage inside his muscles. "This is our cellular stabilizer," she explained. "It helps your body heal faster by repairing damaged cells directly. Humans usually respond well to it." Ryan tried to relax, but he couldn't ignore how close Lyra was standing. She moved around him, checking his back, his sides, even his legs and arms. Every part of him was being examined. "Is this necessary?" Ryan asked, feeling slightly nervous. Lyra smiled again. "Velari medicine believes in full-body diagnostics. One injury may affect other systems. If I only treat the visible wound, I may miss hidden problems." Her voice was calm but had a teasing tone that made Ryan feel both safe and embarrassed. As the treatment continued, Lyra suddenly paused. Her eyes narrowed slightly at the screen. She tapped a few controls, and the scanner focused on his abdomen area. "Interesting," she whispered to herself. Ryan's heart skipped. "Is something wrong?" "I am detecting a small foreign presence inside your bloodstream," Lyra said. "Something your human immune system may not recognize quickly enough." Ryan frowned. "Foreign presence like ... an infection, possibly. It appears to be an early-stage parasite. If caught now, it can be easily removed, but if left untreated, it may become dangerous." Lyra's playful tone was gone. Now, she was fully serious. Ryan tried to sit up, but Lyra gently pressed him back down. "Do not move. I need to run a deeper scan." The next machine hummed softly as tiny drones scanned his blood at the microscopic level. Lyra watched the screen, carefully, her fingers flying over the controls. After a few tense minutes, she spoke again. "It likely entered your system during your last planetary mission. The parasite is weak but clever. It hides well. Ryan felt a cold sweat on his forehead. Can you remove it? Of course, she answered with confidence, but the process requires precision. I will need to insert nanobots into your bloodstream. They will locate and destroy the parasite safely. However, the treatment may cause temporary fatigue. Ryan took a deep breath. Do what you need to do. Lyra nodded with approval. Good. Trust is important between healer and patient. She prepared a small injector filled with millions of microscopic nano. As she injected them into his arm, Ryan barely felt the needle, but he quickly sensed the strange movement inside his body as the nanobots began their work. Lyra placed her hand on his shoulder. The procedure has started. I will monitor everything. You are safe. Her words comforted him more than he expected. As the treatment continued, Lyra stayed close, adjusting the controls, watching the nanobots progress, and occasionally smiling at Ryan to reassure him. Despite the fear he felt earlier, Ryan now realized something unexpected. Lyra wasn't just treating his injury, she was studying him, his human biology, his strength, his weaknesses, and somehow, in the process, a strange connection was beginning to form between them, and this was only the beginning. End of part 1. The soft hum of the medical bay's machines filled the room. Ryan lay still on the table while Lyra carefully watched the screens in front of her. The small nanobots inside his bloodstream were already moving, searching for the parasite hiding. Deep within his body, Lyra's fingers danced across the control panel, guiding the microscopic machines. On the large display, tiny glowing dots represented the nanobots. They moved like a small army, organized and efficient. Ryan tried to stay calm. The strange sensation inside him was hard to explain. It wasn't painful, but it felt like tiny ripples flowing under his skin. How do they work? Ryan asked, trying to distract himself. Lyra smiled slightly. They are programmed to recognize foreign cells based on your biological signature. Anything that doesn't belong will be targeted and neutralized. She glanced at him. Your human body is quite unique though. The nanobots are fascinated. Fascinated. Ryan raised an eyebrow. Yes. She chuckled softly. Valari nanotechnology is adaptive. When introduced to new biology, it learns and adjusts. Human cells are stronger than expected. Your immune system fights bravely, even against what it doesn't understand. Ryan let out a nervous laugh. Well, I guess that's a compliment. It is, Lyra said warmly. Humans are, surprisingly durable. More than many species we've studied. As she spoke, the monitor flashed, red for a moment. Lyra's smile faded. She quickly adjusted the controls. The parasite is resisting, she said calmly, though her voice carried concern. It is trying to hide behind your red blood cells. Very clever. Ryan's heart pounded. Is that bad? It complicates the task, she admitted, but I expected this possibility. She narrowed her eyes, fully focused now. I will increase the nanobot's sensitivity and activate advanced tracking. She pressed a few buttons, and the nanobots changed formation, splitting into smaller groups to cover more ground. The minutes felt like hours. Ryan watched Lyra work, impressed by her skill. She was not just following protocol, she was fighting for him. Then, suddenly, Lyra spoke, her voice steady. They have found it. On the screen, a small cluster appeared, marked in bright yellow. The parasite looked like a twisted coil, barely visible but dangerous. Prepare yourself, Ryan. The removal process may cause temporary discomfort. Before he could respond, a strange warmth spread through his body. The nanobots were attacking the parasite directly. Ryan felt a deep ache inside, but it quickly passed. The warmth turned into relief as the parasite was slowly broken down and neutralized. It's done, Lyra announced, her voice softer now. The parasite has been fully destroyed. Ryan let out a long breath. That's good to hear. Lyra walked over to him, placing her hand gently on his shoulder. You were brave, human. Not many would stay this calm during such a procedure. I trusted you, Ryan said simply. For a brief moment, their eyes met. Something unspoken passed between them, a growing trust, a connection beyond patient and healer. The nanobots will now exit your system naturally over the next few hours, Lyra continued, returning to her professional tone. However, you will need rest. Your body has spent much energy. Ryan nodded, already feeling the exhaustion setting in. The stress of the procedure and the internal battle had drained him. Lyra guided him to a more comfortable recovery bed. Nearby, the room dimmed slightly to create a soothing atmosphere. As he lay down, Lyra sat next to him, still monitoring his vital signs on a handheld device. You should sleep, she advised. Ryan closed his eyes, but spoke softly. Lyra, Is this kind of parasite common? No, she answered honestly. It's rare. But you explored a wild and less studied planet last month. These organisms often evolve in isolated environments. If we had not caught it early, the consequences could have been severe. Then I owe you a lot, Ryan whispered, his voice fading as sleep began to pull him in. You owe me nothing, Lyra replied gently. Healing others is my calling. Hours passed. When Ryan woke, he found Lyra still sitting nearby. She had not left his side. How long was I asleep? He asked, his voice raspy. 6 hours, she replied. Your vitals are stable. The nanobots have completed their work. Ryan tried to sit up, but Lyra reached out. Slowly, your body is adjusting. He obeyed her advice, moving carefully. The ache in his chest was nearly gone, his strength was returning. Thank you, Lyra, Ryan said again. I mean it. She gave him a small, warm smile. You are welcome, Ryan. Seeing you recover is my reward. There was silence between them for a few moments. Then Ryan asked the question that had been bothering him since their first meeting. Is it normal for Velari nurses to ... care so much? I mean, you stayed here the whole time. Lyra paused before answering, as if choosing her words carefully. In Velari culture, healing is not just a duty, it is a bond. When we heal someone, especially when we fight for their life, we form a connection. We call it the thread of care. It does not fade easily. Ryan listened closely. And do you feel that with me? Lyra's cheeks turned a faint shade of purple, a sign of emotion for her kind. Yes, she admitted softly. I feel responsible for you now. It is more than professional concern. Ryan felt a strange warmth inside. He wasn't sure what to say, but he knew he felt the same growing connection. Suddenly, the door opened. Another nurse, also Velari, entered the room and spoke respectfully to Lyra in their native language. After a brief exchange, Lyra turned back to Ryan. There are others who need care now, she said gently, but I will return shortly. Ryan watched as she left the room, her steps graceful and calm. As she disappeared through the door, he leaned back and stared at the ceiling. What started as a simple accident had now turned into something unexpected. Not only had Lyra saved his life, but she had also opened a door to a connection Ryan never imagined possible between two species, two individuals, who were now linked by trust and care. As he closed his eyes again to rest, he wondered where this strange and growing bond would lead, and deep inside, he knew this was far from over. End of part 2. 2 days had passed since Ryan's strange parasite removal. His body was stronger now, his energy fully returning, but something else had grown stronger too, his connection with Lyra. Ryan sat on the observation deck, staring at the stars. Beyond the massive glass window, the endless space always made him feel small, but today, it felt peaceful. The door behind him slid open softly. He didn't need to turn around to know who it was. Lyra walked in with her usual grace, carrying a small medical scanner. I thought I'd find you here, she said with a soft smile. How do you feel today? Much better, Ryan replied. Stronger than before. Actually, Lyra nodded. The nanobots not only removed the parasite, but also repaired some minor tissue damage you didn't even know you had. Velari medicine always aims for complete healing, Ryan chuckled. Complete healing, huh? Well, you definitely delivered on that promise. She stepped closer and activated the scanner. A soft hum filled the air as she checked his vitals again. Everything looks perfect, she said. Your human body responded very well. There was a brief silence. Ryan finally asked what had been on his mind. Lyra, was that parasite really that dangerous? Lyra's smile faded a little. She sat beside him, choosing her words carefully. Yes, Ryan, if it had gone unnoticed, it would have spread through your nervous system. Eventually, it could have caused permanent damage, even death. Ryan took a deep breath. The thought of what could have happened made him feel cold inside. But you stopped it, he said softly. Yes, Lyra replied, and I'm glad I was there in time. Ryan turned to face her. You never left my side. Lyra looked at him, her eyes gentle but serious. In Velari culture, when a healer faces a life-threatening case, we stay close until the patient is fully stable. But with you, she paused, lowering her gaze for a moment. It became more than duty. Ryan's heart beat faster. More than duty. Lyra's voice softened even more. The thread of care between us has grown stronger. I feel it. Ryan swallowed. He felt it too. Something real and deep had grown between them in these few days. Even though they were from different worlds, something pulled them closer. Before he could reply, Lyra's scanner suddenly beeped. She quickly checked the display. Her expression changed. What's wrong? Ryan asked. His voice tensed at Lyra, frowned. Strange. The scanner detected an unusual energy fluctuation inside your body. Ryan stood up, confused. What kind of fluctuation? Lyra shook her head. Not dangerous at the moment, but it's not natural to humans. She tapped her device rapidly, pulling up more detailed scans. Look, she said, showing him the display. There was a faint swirling pattern inside his chest. This is residual energy. The parasite left behind a trace, a form of bioenergy your body absorbed. Is that bad? Ryan asked nervously. It's unknown, Lyra admitted. This type of energy is rare. Valari scientists have studied similar patterns, but never inside a human. Ryan rubbed his forehead. So now I've got alien energy inside me. Yes, but don't be afraid. For now, your body seems to be adapting. Lyra stood up, walking closer. In fact, your biology might even benefit from it. Ryan looked at her, surprised. Benefit? How? Lyra spoke slowly. This energy might be enhancing your cells, making them stronger. But I must monitor you carefully. I don't want any unexpected effects. Ryan nodded. You've saved me once. I trust you. Their eyes met again, holding the moment quietly. The bond between them was no longer just about healing. It was growing into something neither of them fully understood yet. Suddenly, Lyra's communicator beeped. She answered it quickly, speaking in her native Valari language. After a short conversation, she turned back to Ryan. There's more, she said seriously. The station's science division has just detected a warning signal from the planet you visited. Ryan frowned. The same planet where I picked up that parasite. Yes, Lyra's face was tense. Other explorers have reported strange creatures emerging from underground. Creatures similar to the parasite we removed from you. Ryan's eyes widened. So this wasn't a one-time thing? No, Lyra confirmed. It may be a new invasive species. And worse, it may spread beyond that planet, if not controlled. Ryan felt a chill run down his spine. Do they need help? They're organizing a research and defense team, Lyra explained. But the Science Council is interested in you. Ryan, me? He asked, confused. Lyra nodded. You are the first human to survive direct infection and removal. Your body may now hold information that can help us fight these parasites. Ryan sighed. So I've gone from patient to experiment. Lyra placed her hand gently on his arm. Not an experiment, a key. You may help protect others. He looked at her hand, feeling warmth from her touch. Will you be there? Lyra's voice softened. I will not leave you. We started this journey together, and we will face the next steps together. For a moment, they simply stood in silence, their connection stronger than words could express. Finally, Ryan nodded. All right, let's do it. Later that day, Ryan and Lyra entered the research division. Scientists and medical staff greeted them, already preparing equipment for further study. As they attached harmless monitoring devices to Ryan's body, the lead scientist, an elder Valari named Dr. Vec, spoke. Human, your cooperation is appreciated. Your biology may hold the key to stopping this parasite spread across the galaxy. Ryan glanced at Lyra, who stood nearby, offering him a small, reassuring smile. I'm ready, Ryan replied. Let's help others before this becomes a bigger threat. Dr. Vec nodded and began the tests, scanning Ryan's energy patterns, studying the parasite's residue inside him, and collecting data. Throughout the process, Lyra remained by Ryan's side. She answered his questions, explained the procedures, and comforted him when he felt uneasy. Their bond continued to grow stronger with every moment they spent together. Hours passed, and the first results were promising. The parasite energy inside Ryan was stable and not spreading. His immune system, combined with the nanobot treatment, had fully contained the threat. Dr. Vec looked impressed. Your human biology adapts faster than we expected. Lyra smiled proudly. I told you, Doctor, humans are full of surprises. Ryan laughed softly. You're starting to sound like one of us. Lyra's cheeks turned a gentle shade of purple again. Perhaps I'm learning. As the tests ended for the day, Ryan stood up, feeling stronger than ever, but deep inside, he knew this was only the beginning. The parasite problem was far from over, and his strange new bond with Lyra was growing into something far deeper than either of them could have predicted. Together they would face what came next. End of part 3. The days passed quickly as Ryan stayed under the care of the science division. Every morning started with tests, scans, and careful monitoring of the alien energy still inside his body. But Ryan wasn't worried because Lyra was always there. With him, their bond grew deeper with each passing day. Lyra was no longer just a nurse. She had become his closest friend on the station. Whenever Ryan felt tired or overwhelmed, Lyra comforted him with her gentle words, her soft smile, and her calm presence. One morning, as Lyra entered the room, she found Ryan sitting by the large observation window again, watching the stars. "You like this place?" Lyra said softly. Ryan turned and smiled. "It reminds me how small we are, but also how big the universe is." Lyra sat beside him, holding her medical scanner as usual. She checked his vitals quickly and smiled. "Your body continues to stabilize. The alien energy inside you is no longer dangerous. In fact, your cells are adapting well." Ryan laughed. "Maybe I'm slowly becoming part Valari." Lyra's cheeks turned slightly purple again, a sign of her growing affection. "You're still very human, Ryan, but you are special." Ryan looked at her, his expression serious. "You've said that before. What do you mean?" Lyra hesitated for a moment, gathering her thoughts. "The way your body fought the parasite, the way you survived the energy changes. No other species has adapted so quickly. Your biology is strong, yes, but I believe your mind played a big part to my mind." "Yes," Lyra explained. "You trusted me, you stayed calm. That emotional strength helped your body stay balanced. Valari healers believe that emotional stability supports physical healing." Ryan nodded slowly. "So, you're saying I healed because I trusted you?" "In part, yes," Lyra whispered, "and I felt the connection grow stronger as I cared for you." Their eyes met again, and for a long moment, neither spoke. The feelings they both carried were no longer hidden. Breaking the silence, Ryan finally spoke. "Lyra, I feel it too. This bond, it's not just about healing anymore." Lyra's voice was soft. "No, it's not." Suddenly, the door chimed, breaking the moment. Dr. Vec entered, carrying a data tablet. "Good morning, Nurse Lyra." "Human Ryan, I have news." Both turned to face him. "We've finished analyzing the energy patterns inside Ryan's body," the doctor continued. "There's something unusual." Ryan's heart skipped. "Unusual in a bad way." Dr. Vec shook his head. "Not bad, unexpected. The energy residue inside you has stabilized into a new form. It's no longer harmful. In fact, it's enhancing certain parts of your body." Lyra's eyes widened. "Enhancing?" "Yes," the doctor confirmed. "Increased cellular repair, stronger immune responses, even slight improvements in muscle strength and endurance. You may be the first human to gain permanent benefits from an alien infection." Ryan blinked, surprised. "So I'm stronger now?" "In some ways, yes," Vec said, "but we will continue monitoring to ensure there are no future complications." Ryan looked at Lyra with a small smile. "Well, I guess something good came out of that accident." Dr. Vec nodded. "Indeed, and your condition may help us develop treatments for others who may face similar parasites." Ryan's mood brightened, but he also realized that something bigger was happening. His experience could save lives, and he was ready to help. "Doctor, I'll cooperate with anything you need," Ryan said firmly. Vec smiled. "Good, we'll continue your checkups. For now, you may return to your usual activities." With that, the doctor left, leaving Ryan and Lyra alone again. Lyra spoke softly. "You're very brave, Ryan." He smiled. "I have a good nurse." Lyra lowered her gaze, her cheeks once again glowing softly. "I have a request." Ryan raised an eyebrow. "Anything." "In Valari culture, when a patient and healer form a deep bond, we perform a healing ritual," she explained. "It honors the connection and helps balance both our energies." "A ritual?" Ryan asked, curious. "Yes," Lyra replied. "It's harmless, gentle, but very personal. I would only offer it if you are willing." Ryan thought for a moment, then smiled warmly. "Lyra, after everything you've done for me, I trust you. I would be honored." Lyra's smile grew wider. "Then we will begin tonight." That evening, Lyra led Ryan to a private chamber within the Valari section of the station. The room was dimly lit, with soft blue and green lights reflecting off the smooth walls. The air smelled sweet, filled with calming scents from alien herbs. In the center of the room was a circular platform covered with a soft, warm fabric. Lyra gestured for Ryan to sit. "The ritual begins with breath," Lyra explained. "We will match our breathing to align our energies." Ryan nodded and followed her instructions. Slowly, their breaths synchronized. The atmosphere became deeply calming. Lyra then activated a small device that emitted gentle waves of light and sound, creating a peaceful rhythm around them. "Now," Lyra continued, "I will extend my energy to you." She reached out and placed her hands lightly on his chest and back. Ryan felt a soft warmth spread through his body, like a calm pulse moving with his heartbeat. The sensation was not physical alone. It touched something deeper inside him, a sense of peace and connection he had never felt before. Lyra closed her eyes, speaking in a soft chant in her native language. The energy between them grew stronger, not overwhelming, but embracing. Minutes passed, though it felt timeless. Ryan's worries faded. All he could feel was the bond between him and Lyra growing stronger and more meaningful. Finally, Lyra opened her eyes and smiled. "The ritual is complete," she whispered. Ryan exhaled slowly. "That was incredible." Lyra nodded. "We are now fully connected. Our energies are balanced. It is a sacred bond." Ryan reached out, gently taking her hand. "I'm grateful, Lyra, not just for the healing, but for everything." Her cheeks glowed softly as she whispered back, "As am I, Ryan." They sat together for a while, quietly enjoying the deep calm between them. The stars outside shined brighter than ever, but neither of them needed to look at the sky. Their bond was now the brightest light they carried. Though the parasite was gone, and his body had healed, Ryan knew his life had forever changed. What had begun as an accident had brought him closer to someone from a world so different, yet now so close. But soon, they would face new challenges together. End of Part 4. The quiet chamber still held a soft glow from the ritual the night before. Ryan and Lyra sat side by side, the bond between them stronger than ever. The healing ritual had not only helped Ryan's body, but had connected their minds and hearts in a way neither had expected. The station around them bustled with activity, but inside this small room, time seemed to slow down. Lyra looked at Ryan with gentle eyes. "Your recovery is almost complete. The science division has cleared you for regular duty again." Ryan smiled. "Thanks to you, I feel better than I ever have." She returned his smile but then grew serious. "There is one last step in the healing process." Ryan tilted his head, curious. "What is it?" "In Valari tradition," Lyra began, "when a healer and patient share the thread of care, they perform a final healing ceremony. It seals the bond and strengthens both souls." Ryan nodded slowly. "And what does this ceremony involve?" "It is not painful," Lyra said softly. "It involves merging our bioenergies through touch and meditation. It helps both heal and grow." Ryan felt a nervous excitement. "I trust you, Lyra. I'm ready." She reached out and took his hand in hers. Her skin was cool but comforting. Together they moved to the center of the room where the ritual platform waited. The soft fabric beneath their feet felt warm and welcoming. Lyra guided Ryan to sit cross-legged. She did the same, placing her hand gently over his heart. "We will breathe together," she said, "and open our minds." Ryan closed his eyes, matching his breath to hers. Inhale, exhale. Slowly, his body relaxed completely. Soft light from the device in the corner began to pulse gently, syncing with their breathing. Lyra's voice became a soft chant in the Valari language, rhythmic and soothing. Ryan did not understand the words, but the meaning was clear: a blessing, a promise of healing and trust. As the ceremony continued, Ryan felt waves of warmth and peace spreading through him. It was more than physical. It felt as if his mind reached out and touched Lyra's in a silent conversation of care and understanding. His fears, doubts and loneliness melted away. In their place came hope and connection. Lyra's hand moved slowly, from his chest to his forehead, tracing the lines of his face with tender care. Ryan opened his eyes and saw the soft glow in her gaze. "Thank you," he whispered. "For trusting me," she replied. When the ritual ended, they stayed seated, hands still joined, hearts beating in quiet harmony. Outside the room, the station hummed on, but for Ryan and Lyra, the universe had narrowed to this moment of healing, trust, and something new. Days later, Ryan returned to his work with renewed strength and purpose. The parasite threat was contained, but the experience had changed him deeply. He was no longer just a human explorer. He was a bridge between worlds. And Lyra was no longer just a nurse. She was his partner, his friend, and something more. Together, they faced the unknown future, ready to face any challenge, because some bonds, formed in healing and care, could last a lifetime. End of Part 5. End of story.